Hi, thanks for joining me today. Today I want to share with you that anything that you have makeup related that's a shade lighter than your natural complexion is great to use as a concealer. Now first let me show you our traditional concealers. Here's a dual pan concealer by Sheer Cover, where this side is the darkest and this side is the lightest. I don't know if you can see that. Here we have another concealer that's about my complexion, and this is by Posner, and this shade is called Honey. Another traditional one is by Dermablend, and this is more like a cover stick, although I use this as a concealer also. And this color is called Bronze, and this is it right here. Sorry, get that out for you. That's Bronze, and I use this as a concealer also. But what I wanted to share with you is that if you don't have traditional concealers similar to the ones I've shown you, you can also use your foundations. Now we all probably, well I shouldn't say we all, some of us have foundations that are lighter than our natural complexion. Maybe we picked up a bottle by mistake. We thought it was our color. We got home and found it was a little too light. These kinds of products you can use also as an under eye concealer. I'm going to take a little bit of this out. This under eye concealer, I'm going to get in close and I'm going to show you. All you have to do is take a little bit of that lighter foundation, put it under your eye, and blend, blend, blend. And just blend it in. Let me do the other side for you. All you need is a touch, especially when it's a foundation. All you need is just the tiniest little bit on your finger. And then you go in and you just blend it on the areas that are dark or any place that you want to cover. And you just blend that in and blend it down. And it makes a great concealer. So you don't always have to stick to traditional stick or cream concealer. Another tip is using a foundation powder that you may have purchased or someone given you and it's a little too light for you. You can use that. Now this is really light and this is much lighter than my complexion. However, I use this as a concealer under my eyes or any place I want to highlight. And so I'm going to take this foundation brush. I'm going to tap a little bit on the brush. And what I'm going to do is now shake it off. Shake it off because all we need is a little bit. And I want to show you how I use this color to lighten under my face. Once it's on the top of the hairs of my brush, I just tap it in and then softly blend it out. And it makes a great highlighter. I'll pick up a little more so you can see it's there. Go back in and just tap that color right in. And you can put as much or as little as you like. And then just blend it down. I'm going to do the other side. Pick up some color. There's a color there. And this is what I use when I can't grab any concealer in the mornings. I'll just pick up this powder right here. And I'll tap just a little bit in and then I'll blend it. And if you use a little, this won't apply very light on your face. It just won't if you use a little. And depending on what kind of brush you use also, you can take your foundation powder and start to cover or bring light to any place that you want. Because that's all concealers do, is bring light to your skin. And that's what you want to do with any of your powders that are lighter than your natural skin tone. I'm going to show you, this is a traditional cream concealer. I'm going to swatch this on my hand, but when you have cream concealers that are really just kind of thick and in these small jars, because these jars are small because it's only meant to be used a little at a time. You want to make sure you use not a stiff brush, but a firm brush, like this MAC brush. This is one of the new MAC brushes that came out. Pick up a little bit of that concealer, and I'm going to swatch this on my hand for you so that you can see. and you just blend that down. I'm going to pick up a little more so that you can see. And you want to just take that color and blend it down. Blend it down. So you can get a nice blended look. So that was my point for doing this video, to help you break away from traditional concealers. Use anything for a concealer, anything that's a little bit lighter than your complexion, a shade lighter. Maybe in this case with this one, wow, what? I don't know how many shades lighter this is. Maybe like 3 or 4, 5 maybe. I don't know. This is NW. I'm sorry. This is NC. This is NC 43. So that's really, really much lighter than my complexion. Yet it works as a concealer. And I use this as a concealer maybe 3 times a week, because it's the MAC foundation. It lasts. It won't break down and smooth away, or it won't wear away. We all know MAC Studio Fix foundations don't really wear away. You have to wash it off at the end of the day. It really lasts all day. So don't forget, don't get stuck in a rut with your concealers or with any of your makeup items. Find another way to make it work for you. If you've purchased something and you go, well, I'm not going to take it back, I'll just hold on to it. Find a way to make it work in your makeup regimen. I'm sure you can. Another thing you can do with concealers, I'm going to use this one. I haven't used this one, by Cover Blend. You can also use these concealers to highlight areas on your face. For example, you can always go in with a stick and use it to create a highlight under your brow. And then you go back in later and blend it out. And then you'll go back in and you'll blend that down, but don't blend it away. Let me see if I have another brush here that I can use. A small brush. This is by Smashbox. And I think this is one of those eyeliner brushes, but this works great at blending when you want to get into a tight place. And this is the cover stick by Dermablend. And this color is called Bronze. And this really works as, it's a concealer, but you can use it as a highlighter also. If you don't want to rub it onto your area, use a brush. Pick up a brush, make sure you get the product on the brush, and then go back in and highlight your area. That's all you have to do. That's all you have to do. You can also use it to touch up marks or scars. I have a mole on my face that I usually cover. I'm going to see if I can go back in. Let me see if you can see that mole, guys. It's not that big, but it's there right under my eye. It's right there. You can see it. I'm going to use the cover stick to go in and tap it on. And if you see concealers that have many as 4 separate colors in a pan, you probably can create up to 12 shades with those. They're really meant to create a broad spectrum of color for you. So take advantage of that. And I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's what I wanted to tell you guys. Not to fall into a rut with your concealers and your makeup. One more tip before I go. You can also use concealer as an eye base. So a lot of times if you've run out of your Urban Decay, or concealers work the same way as your primer potion, as your Urban Decay primer potion, or as any other kind of eye primer. It'll help the powder, your shadow, stick to the skin and last throughout the day. And so that's another great thing that concealers do. So now that's really it. So I want to thank you for joining me. I hope you found something here that was helpful. I appreciate you all for stopping by and seeing how I'm doing, and thank you for all the wonderful messages that you guys have been leaving on the column wall and on my profile page. I'm trying to answer everybody back. If you don't see me answer you on the comment wall, it's because I'm actually going on to your page to leave either a personal message or a thank you comment right on the front.